everyone, welcome back to the channel. And in today's video, we're gonna see market equilibrium and disequilibrium, and also we'll look at the graphs for shortage and surplus in the market. So let's start by understanding what market equilibrium is. So when in the market, the prices for goods and services are determined by the interaction of demand and supply. We say it as market equilibrium. So the way the prices are set is not by the government or by any authority. It's just based on the demand and supply, where they get equal. And also, this is the ideal point at which a market is supposed to be operated. If it goes in disequilibrium, the invisible forces bring it back to the point, which is called the self-correcting mechanism. The invisible forces are basically the demand and supply. They act in a way which is an invisible force which corrects the situation in the market. Also, we have a keyword here, market. So market is any place that brings buyers and sellers together. That could be a physical market like Target or Kmart, or also it could be an online market like Amazon or eBay. So let's look at the demand and supply schedule to see and understand the topic a bit better. So we have a table for price of the chocolate and quantity demanded, and we have price of the chocolate and the quantity sold. So for $5, the demand for the chocolate bar is 10. On $7, it's 8 chocolate bars, and on $9, it's 6 chocolate bars. And for the supply, we have $5, it's 6, for $7, it's 8, and for $9, it's 12. So if I see the price of $5, I can see that the quantity demand is just 10, but the quantity sold is 6. So there's a bit disequilibrium in the market because say that 10 people are ready to buy chocolate for the price of 5, but only 6 people are ready to sell it because they feel like the consumer feels like, "Oh, this is a really less price and I'm really happy to buy it because I want to buy things at a cheaper price." On the other hand, the seller doesn't want to sell it for $5 because the profit is going to be really, really less. So only 6 people are ready to sell, but 10 people are ready to buy. So when I go to $9, the price has increased from 5 to 9. So only 6 people are ready to buy it, and 12 people are ready to sell it because more prices means more profit. But if I see $7, the quantity demanded and the quantity sold is same. It's 8 chocolate bars. So the market is in equilibrium because demand and supply both are equal. On the other hand, at $5 and $9, the market is in disequilibrium because 10 is not equal to 6, 6 is not equal to 12, 8 and 8 are equal. So at this point, I would say the $7 is the equilibrium price and 8 is the equilibrium quantity. So sorry. So when I look at the graph, so the schedule which was there at the back, I have just made a graph for the same. So the demand is 8 chocolate bars, the supply is 8 chocolate bars. There's an equilibrium in the market, and also the equilibrium price is called the market clearing price because the market just clears at that point. There's no shortages or surpluses. So we'll discuss that later to understand it, but it's called the market clearing price. So I can see demand and supply graphs intersect here, and this is called the equilibrium point. It's directly in the center. That it's 8, the quantity is 8, and it's in the middle. But if the price of the chocolate is $5, I can see that the supply is 6 chocolate bars and the demand is 10 chocolate bars. In case if you don't understand how I did it, just draw a line straight up till the graph ends. I can see that this is the supply line. If I just stretch the line down, I can know that, oh, 6 is the quantity supplied. Here it touches the demand line. I would just bring it down and I would see 10. So this is the way I did draw the graph. This was the equilibrium point, and this is below the equilibrium point. So the market is in disequilibrium. This square here is called the shortage because the demand is 10, but the supply is 6. So just reduce 10 by 6, the answer would be 4 chocolate bars. And since the demand and supply are not equal, this would be an disequilibrium. So let's understand how the market would go from shortage to equilibrium. Shortage means demand is more than supply. If the demand is more, supply is less, that would automatically be the shortage. Sellers are unhappy because their products are selling out quickly, but the prices are too low. Sellers feel that since the product is less in the market, they can charge as much as they want. So thing with shortage is demand is more, supply is less, and the suppliers wants to exploit the consumers in a way because if something has a more demand and the supply is less, even if you have a high price for it, the people would be ready to buy it. So in the same way, sellers want to have their profits, want to sell out products quickly, they'll raise the prices. And they do that in order to gain profit. Higher prices means some people don't desire the product or can't afford it, and sellers are more motivated to supply at higher prices. So what happens is the people are some people don't desire the product because it gets expensive and some people can't afford it, but the seller wants to supply more, so the demand would meet the supply and the market would get clear, the excess demand would clear out, and it would arrive at the position of equilibrium. Now let's look at the graph if the price of the chocolate bar is $9. So now this is the equilibrium point, but I would do the same thing. Just stretch out a line from the $9 horizontally. Wherever it touches, for example, it touched the demand line here, I would stretch it down. It just is the supply line here, I would stretch it down. Now, this touches the supply line, sorry, the demand line. So the demand is 6. Here it touches the supply line, I will stretch it down, it's 12. So the demand of the chocolate bars is 9 chocolate bars, the supply is 12. 6 is less than 12, so there's a surplus in the market. The number of chocolate bars are more, but the supply is less. So this yellow portion is the surplus in the market, and the surplus is 12 minus 6, 6 chocolate bars. So the market is in disequilibrium. So the market response to the surplus would be first, surplus means that demand is less than supply. Sellers are frustrated that the products they are selling are not at the price they desire. And some buyers want to purchase the product, but they're not willing to pay the high prices. So these buyers don't want to pay the high prices, are the reason that they want to buy it. Sellers are frustrated because they're not able to sell the product they want to ideally. So the sellers would like to lower the prices to generate more revenue so that it becomes a bit affordable for people and they can earn some revenue. Lower prices lead to sellers no longer desiring to supply the product and buyers are more willing to purchase it. So the supply decreases because sellers don't want to sell it, but the buyers want to buy it because the prices have lowered down and the market clears the excess supply and they arrive at the position of equilibrium. So let's recap the video to just have a gist of what we just did. Equilibrium point is demand and supply are equal. Disequilibrium point are shortages and surpluses. So if you see a graph, if you see any situation where there's shortage and surplus, that's straight away and disequilibrium in the market. Price above equilibrium is surplus and below is shortage. So if I see this graph, yeah, this is the equilibrium point. The point above would be shortage. The point below would be shortage. The point above would be surplus. And the equilibrium price is also called the market clearing price. So you would see as shortage and surplus, the market wouldn't clear out because there's always some disequilibrium between the supply and demand. So when they equal, the market gets cleared automatically. So that's the reason we call it the market clearing price. Market doesn't stay at shortage and surplus, they have to come to equilibrium, and that is called the self-correcting mechanism. So you would see, like, if there's some shortage of supply in the market, things would happen itself. The prices would reduce and it would affect the demand and supply, and the price would be back at the equilibrium. And this process is called the self-correcting mechanism. So this was the video for today. I hope you liked it. I hope you get to learn something from the video. If you like the video, don't forget to subscribe the channel, like the video, and comment down below. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask in the comment section below. I'd be more than happy to reply you guys. Thank you so much for watching the video. Hope you have a great day ahead. Bye.